Hey guys, so we're back for another edition of our Stocks by Request session. For those who don't know what Stocks by Request is, it's where I analyze the top stocks that you guys requested via social media. Again, with one goal in mind that you get the way I analyze, you get the logic behind it, and that these are not stock picks, but these are stock analysis so that you get to replicate it. Because my goal on why I created this channel is not I don't want to give you fish. I want you to learn to fish on your own, because at the end of the day when you invest and trade in the stock market, it's all about conviction. It's all about you knowing what you're getting into. It's you having the conviction to do things on your own. So over the past few days I've made videos about Jollibee, about URC, about the market, the broad market, the PSEI as well. And then I think I also made a video about Max over the past few days. I'll try to make another video about Jollibee because a lot of you guys have been requesting it as well. But I'll try to do that maybe later on tonight. For this video, I want to focus on MPI because a lot of you guys sent questions about it as well. So I'll answer this also in two fronts. As you all know, MPI has dropped massively also from where it was. And allow me to show you and to zoom out to give you a grand context also of where how deep MPI has fallen. So if you look at this reference point around 2016, that was one of the highest points that MPI ever hit from a very long perspective. Since that time in 2016, fast forward to where we are now, MPI has massively dropped in value. It tried to hold a range here up until 2018, then it tried to hold another range, a lower range, up until 2019 to where we are today. So that's how you can also analyze downtrends, that specific ranges as they start to drop and as they start to go lower, they form the lower low or the lower high also of a stock, even if you stretch it for a long period of time. So MPI, all intents and purposes, is pretty much still on a downtrend from 2016. And here's the thing about that: it was already in a downtrend. It was already bearish. It way before the coronavirus issue happened. So signals telling you to stay away from the stock as well were already present months even before or prior to the big drop that we saw in the PSE. And if you'll allow me to zoom out, if you notice it as well, from the time the 2008 crash hit over here, it's very close to where it was before. So one thing that I like to point out also from a support and resistance perspective, that somewhere around here is its greatest area for buying over the past 12 years. Meaning, we have not seen it go below this level. But then again, please remember, when there's a lot of selling, sometimes panic triggers a lot of people to sell. Panic triggers a lot of people to. I've created a video about this, that panic. Valuations are thrown out the window when people panic. Growth is thrown out the window when people panic. And the drop that we saw in the market in general was predicated on a lot of people just wanting to get out of their positions and not thinking about whether is this company good or bad, but they just wanted to preserve cash because they knew that it would go down even further. That being said, after the entire barrage of selling, though, we're still not naman there at the lowest point, no, where MPI was more than a decade ago. It's still a bit higher. Allow me to zoom in so you see and have context here. So this is where we are currently for MPI. Again, it's massively lower than its highest point, but it's closer already to the 12-year support level that it was trying to hit over the past few months, or at least years. Anyways, I want to talk about a bit of the company as well. As you all know, MPI is as defensive as it can be. For those who don't know what MPI is, MPI has toll roads, MPI has hospitals, MPI has Meralco, MPI has construction or infrastructure, MPI also has Maynilad. And that being said, though, looking at that businesses, though, it's very defensive. Uh, the only concern that it had last year was basically this. Number one, Maynilad. As you all know, Maynilad had its issues with the government, and that happened around November, December last year. So if you'll notice it here, the reason why I said it was already dropping prior to this coronavirus issue was this. There you go, November, December issue. Duterte not liking the deals that Manila Water slash Maynilad had uh, wanted their franchise to not be renewed or at least be changed, and they might have their concessions might be, or they might not be the next providers anymore. That being said, it got sold down. So please remember this also, that that MPI is not just Maynilad. And this is what I know, no, at 4.5 pesos per share, Meralco's value alone is already worth 4.5 pesos for MPI. So at 4.5 pesos, remove all of the other companies, MPI was already undervalued when it started to drop below that. But again, when people are scared, sentiment takes over. That's why it starts to go down. And you have to remember the context. The biggest issue with MPI was it was a political issue. It was something that they know it's a defensive company. They know people would need water to survive. People would need water to take a bath, wash dishes, and drink. But if their franchise doesn't get renewed, and the fact that if you add in Maynilad was supposed to get a large lump sum because they won the case, then they were also supposed to raise rates, meaning raising rates, they will get additional income that would have factored into their bottom line. Now, all of that is gone, and there's a threat that they might not even be a company anymore. That being said, the stock dropped. This is how it moved no last year. From here, let's just put it from here, from the start of 2020, it dropped already around 50%. For those who follow moving averages, from the breakdown of the moving average, it already broke around 42%. So why am I saying this? From here to the lowest, it just dropped 13 plus percent already. That goes to show what I said earlier, that MPI was already bearish because of all of the issues that it had last year. A lot of the political issues that it had last year. That's why it dropped. That being said, that's one of its businesses. And one of the reasons why also there was a lot of uncertainty in it, remember what I said, hospitals, toll roads, Meralco, Maynilad. Three out of their four businesses, their larger revenue generating businesses, because their hospitals is not, compared to the other three, the hospitals is not as big as those three businesses. The hospital business, though, also they would have sold it. I don't know if you remember this. I posted videos that MPI was supposed to IPO its hospital unit, but because they chose to change their route and they wanted to just do a private placement for it. But again, they were selling portions of it. And now let's focus on the three: Meralco, Maynilad, and their toll roads. Those three businesses are all regulated, meaning if the threat to Maynilad happened, it could also happen to Meralco. It could also happen to the toll roads. And that's what spooked investors. And this is what I've been saying in all of the other videos that I've been making. Investors don't like uncertainty. It's okay for them to know bad news, as long as that bad news is something that uh, they can already factor in, they can already compute. But uncertainty is something that investors do not like, for the short, mid, and long term as well. So that being said, just by looking at the business model alone, if you remove that risk, and I'm telling you, it's not a normal risk. No, this is a risk that's worth noting. But if you look at the business model itself, very defensive. Water, electricity, hospitals, and hospitals right now I are one of the most. I think there's more people in hospitals right now than hotels. There's more people in hospitals right now than uh, in restaurants, etc. And toll roads. I think toll roads may be affected because a lot of people are not traveling now because of the coronavirus, but it's very, very sure that a lot of the people in their homes are using electricity. A lot of the people in their homes are using water. Then again, also counterbalance to that, since a lot of people are not in their offices, those offices are not using water, are not using a large amount of electricity. So there's a balance to it as well. So there. If you're asking me if you're asking me if it's undervalued, yes it is. At 4.5 na nga lang, it was already undervalued just because of the value of Meralco. As of this point in time, from a fundamental perspective, at a closing price of 2.6, it's way, 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 way undervalued. Except lang, there's the uncertainty of how it is in the political scene, no? In the political, how politics will play in all of this. Anyways, that being said also, as you all know, even if there's coronavirus, they're earning money still. Now, let's look at the charts. One thing's very evident. I mentioned this at the start of the video, that MPI was already in a massive, massive downtrend, as you can see here. It hasn't escaped that downtrend for a very very long time. It's been 4 years, and for those who've attended our Stock Smart sessions or at least read my books as well, I tell you that you always respect the trend because the trend is very very strong. It would be hard to break a trend. It would be hard to destroy a trend. Uh, it would be hard to break it, especially if the resistance for that trend is very, very long. And as you've seen here, 4 years, no reversal, 4 years, no breakout, 4 years, it's still in a downtrend. Anyways, that being said, also, you see all of the moving averages here. If you've been following all of the examples that I gave you over the past videos or you attended our Stock Smart sessions, this is a very, very large, very, very strong breakdown as well. After that, boom, you saw the stock of MPI continue its downward movement. That being said, though, uh, all of the moving averages are bearish. MACD, all intents and purposes, from a trend perspective, it still is bearish. No trend reversal yet. There's a change in direction, though, that you can see here, similar to what I showed you in different stocks for the past videos. That the change in direction is basically from it dropping, it started to consolidate, and it's also evident here how it has consolidated. So this is the consolidation level. It's not anymore dropping below 2.3, but it's not going higher yet than 2.75 pesos per share. So as of this point in time, that's where MPI is from. Please remember, from March 19 to April 14, it's already 3 weeks. It has already started to consolidate. It has dropped, but it's not dropping any lower anymore. Again, it's still a fundamentally sound company with just some political risk attached to it on how it could possibly progress. No, but that being said, also let's continue today. April 14, as you can see, it's trying to break past this 20-day moving average, but I'll try to still place a higher preference on this resistance level at the 2.75 area. So what I do know over the short term is this: if MPI does not break this level, then there's a possibility that it just goes back here and it moves and swings in this area. As it moves and swings in this area, you still will see its continued consolidation. This, however, similar to the other videos that I posted, guys, if you have questions, a lot of the other examples are in the other videos, but this consolidation range is still respectable. It's still a 19.7% trade, and it already happened here. One here, sell down, started to hit this, then it's trying to move past here. Now let's just see now over the next few days if the 2.75 resistance will hold its ground again, and if it holds its ground, then it could possibly retrace lower again. Comment below if you think it will break 2.75 or if it will now start to break out as well. Anyways, allow me to zoom out to show you where the stronger resistances are as well. The strongest resistance that MPI needs to break is around here. And given that we're a great way off from it, I'd say that the chances for it as of today, no, that it reverses is still not there. The name of the game, especially when you're using technical analysis, is never speculate, never forecast, never guess. Just take the charts as it is. And looking at the charts, this is what I do know. It's closer to the 2.75 resistance compared to where it is from the 2.3 support level. So for those who are quick traders, the most essential way for you to be able to trade this is number one, either you wait for it to retrace back and go back to the 2.3 level, and if that level holds, then you start to buy. You start to buy the bounce. Again, this it becomes conditional because if the 2.3 level does not hold, uh, there's a possibility that it just continues to retrace. It just continues to go lower. That the possible retracement now, it could possibly go to the lowest portion here, uh, where the very long 12-year support level is. So that's why it's very very important that if it does not hold that level, it's very very important that you know how to cut, you know how to get away of that position, especially if you're a trader. That's why I've been mentioning it in the previous videos that please pay a large attention on the way you analyze and the way you segment your trades. That it's very, very important that before you make a trade, before you do something, you already define if you're a trader, you're a position trader or a quick trader or an investor. Because if you are a trader and those conditions are not met, meaning you wanted it to bounce from the support but it did not bounce, then you have to cut loss and you have to get out of that position. So again, I'll reiterate it. If MPI bounces from 2.3, then it's a buy signal. target price for that will be around here, the 2.75 peso level. If the 2 pesos, if the 2.3 level does not hold, you better cut your losses. You better get out from it. If it breaks out from that, then the next possible resistance could be around 3, 3.4, then zoom out to the larger resistance that I placed earlier. So please just take note of that. Some smaller resistance will be at 3, 3.4, and the 3.8 peso level. So that's conditional upon the breakout of the 2.75. So that's where it is from a quick trading standpoint. From a position trading standpoint, it's very, very far still from the main underlying trend. It's still very far. We haven't really seen a clear reversal happen for MPI as well. So there. So if you're asking me, general general direction for MPI, fundamentally speaking, it's a very defensive company. Fundamentally speaking, its revenue model is there, provided that politics would not take a toll in the company over the next years. That's very, very important. Number two, from a trend perspective, its major trend is still down. A lot of the major indicators are still bearish. It has started to consolidate though, but in terms of its short-term consolidation, it's very close to the resistance. So please take note of the support and resistances that I've mentioned, because that will help you when you start trading it. And if you have any questions on top of this, just comment them below and I'll try to make another video off of that. Then second, also, aside from your comments on that, if you guys have any other stock suggestions, put them in the comment section below. Hashtag stocks by request, and I'll make a video off of that. Then yun, just some quick announcements, and I'll continue with my discussion. I have two YouTube channels already. This first channel where you're watching this is very close to 100,000 subscribers. Thank you so much to all of you who have been part of this. If you have not subscribed yet and you see so much value on the channel and you want to be updated every time a new video comes out, super appreciated, guys, if you could subscribe, like, and smash the bell. And if you could share this to more people, it would be great, because I take a lot of time to make these videos also. It takes a big chunk also of portions of my day just to give you value, just to give you content, just for you guys to also learn during this lockdown period. So I appreciate it if you could share, you could like, and you could subscribe. And also I have a second channel. It's called Stock Investing Made Easy. The link is in the description below. It's infographics. So if you have friends also who want to learn the basics, but want to learn in a visual manner, then that channel is for them. I place it in the description below. Then I also have 5 books in the stock market. You can order them already. 2 links below, and it can be sent wherever you are in the Philippines and in the world. Then I have an online course with Chinkitan called Stock Market for Everyone. Link is in the description below. And also I have Make Money, Grow Money with Sean C. Link is also in the description below. Or just comment Make Money if you want more details with that. Comment Stock Market if you want more details about that. Comment Books if you want more details about that as well. And there. What else do I want to say? What's very, very important is, in terms of this analysis, in terms of me analyzing the stocks for you guys, you need to make the decisions on your own. Don't allow this video to be your ultimate guide for you to be able to trade. At the end of the day, if you buy based on what I say, then this channel has failed you. This channel won't be as effective if you take what I say. What this channel will be effective if this causes you to think, this causes you to analyze, this causes you to study, this causes you to build your skill. Please remember, this channel is here not to spoon feed you, but to give you skill, to make you better, to make you stand on your own, to make you trade on your own. Because at the end of the day, this is what I've seen in more than a decade's worth of investing and trading. What will give you the conviction not to panic is you have a strategy that you follow, that regardless if everyone around you is telling you not to buy, but your analysis is telling you to buy, you follow that, because that's how you win. You always win when you follow your conviction. You always win when you disregard the crowd. You always win when it's you deciding whether it be technicals or fundamentals, as long as it's aligned with your risk tolerance, with your money, with your buy and sell signals, and everything else in between that. That's what's going to cause you to win. So that's it for now. This is the first stocks by request video for the night. Expect 2 more or 3 more over the next few hours. So comment your stocks by request. The videos that I will create, by the way, on top of this are based on the stocks that you guys request on the comment section below. And the more stocks that you request, those are the videos that we will create as well. So I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys got a lot from this. This is Marvin Germo, and I hope this video helps you trade well, trade strong, trade smart. See you all again soon, guys, and God bless you all.